Oh my God, Vancouver is really good at home.
Yep, Vancouver's off to a hot start at home. They are subscribing to that pitching and defense philosophy, upgraded their. We'll talk about it in a second. All right, so here we are with our second slot of live games in the TWBA. So first up, we got in the top league, we got Vancouver at home versus Steel City Yinzers, last season's runner-ups. So these two teams, Steel City was one of the original 6 teams and has never been relegated, knock on wood. And Vancouver is a team teeming with potential, a lot of young players, much like Phoenix, who we saw the other night. I feel like Vancouver is a little bit closer to that, reaching that contention window than Phoenix is, however. In the offseason, they made a lot of smart moves, upgrade that defense so they have a lot of young pitchers. One of them we'll see tonight, Mike No Durft, who made his debut last week, but got roughed up a little bit. Hopefully he does better here versus Edwin Mentink, one of the long-standing arms on the Steel City Yinzer staff, who's been a solid player for them for many, many years. So, like I was saying, Vancouver did a lot to bring in some new guys, a lot of rangy guys up the middle to support that young pitching staff.
Yeah, no drift so far. I mean, this guy is going to be one of the best pitchers in whichever league. I think Vancouver will stay here in the top level. I don't see them barring something bad happening. I don't think they will be going down anytime soon. But he's going to be a fantastic player. Triple plus cutter, maybe one of the best cutters in all of the TWBA. This level and any level really. He has a incredible cutter, plus curveball and slider. League average changeup though, it's got some ways to go, but they're pretty confident that he can have that mix-up pitch going. He's only 19 years of age, by the way, and he has a plus forkball as well. Not something you see a lot. You'll see the velos hitting over 100 for him tonight, and he's a ground ball pitcher. And although last time out he did give up 4 earned in 5 innings pitched, the batting average on balls in play was 400, and that's going to come down naturally. So he really didn't do as bad. The man they called Jaws. No drift wasn't truly as bad as the stats may indicate. So expecting a lot from him, not just now, but in the future as well. And he is really a huge bright spot for the Orcas, getting called up right after the deadline for you to be able to bring somebody up and not see them get a full year of service time and keep them control an extra year. Mentinek, meanwhile, good solid pitcher, a second round pick in 2010 of the Yinzers. 2-0 so far in the year, 235 ERA, only giving up 4 earned runs. He has been fantastic. Going to see him go 95-97. Fantastic fastball, plus curveball and forkball. The changeup you won't really see come out. You might really see it once or twice a game when he's desperate for a mix-up. Really, he uses the forkball in that spot. Going to see a lot of stuff on the ground, and you're going to see him throwing consistently at about 96. So Mentik is not your hardest thrower in the world, but he's very crafty. And he's a very outspoken guy, loud body language.
Steel City has done well so far this season. They're sitting in second place behind chasing only Boston, who's off to a fantastic start. They so far have been relying on this great pitching staff, both their starters and bullpen having fantastic years. They're leading the league in pitcher ERA. On the hitting side, they rely behind big boppers like Chris Sermeno, the number 1 pick in the inaugural draft way back in 2010. Young guys like Brad Gomez and Brian Petrus will give them the advantage over Vancouver. All right, you ready to kick it off, Mike?
Let's go. The Vancouver lineup not as good as the Steel City lineup, but they should have the pitching to back it up, and they have so far this season.
I'm going to have to bring some widgets back in because I think I reset them. So we want the out of town, of course, which... Oh, I gotta wait for the pitch.
And here's Mike Nodrift. Only made it 5 his last outing. It wasn't terrible, but you want him to go more than 5. A nice diving catch in center field to start things out. And now Matthias Lemon is going to walk, and here is the aforementioned Brad Gomez after we get the widgets set up and the digits. The widgets and the digits.
Let's see.
What if you throw the out of town up over the overlay up there, all the way up top there?
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Oh, well, you could go over there, but like,
over here.
Does it on the right side? Yeah, we do it over here.
That would be good. One more.
But you can't hit the buttons though.
This one, right? Where did that go? There it is.
Behind that?
This goes here.
Yeah. Do you like it up there though, or do you want?
Yeah,
that's
not bad there.
Okay.
Which buttons? These buttons?
Yeah, because you can't use these the view buttons if you put that. But I guess you could always just move it if you really wanted them. If you wanted to change the view or something. All right, top of the first, here's Gomez. 2-2 to him, and he strikes out. Going to see a lot of that from Nodrift in his career. Hit 89 on that slider. Here's Zermeno, who's been cold. Bouncer to third, over to first base. Corner to corner. Kazaz and Tystra get the outs. We will see Cavillo, Hester, and Shields.
Shields also made his debut, a nice young outfielder for Vancouver. They have a couple of young outfielders in their system, so he's the first to make it up.
Mentic gets out Cavillo. Here's Bill Hester, the left fielder. Hester into center field. This is back at the track and the wall, and it is caught in center. And here is Gabe Shields. Shields into right center field. This is back, track in, but caught at the wall. So 2 pitches go to the wall. Thu gets one. Petrus gets the other. Morikawa, Murray, and Wang are up.
One thing I noticed with this stadium is that I feel like the dimensions are a little off in the outfield, so we may see some players run through the wall. So we'll have to just watch that. See if it goes over,
but look kind of interesting, particularly in the center.
Yeah, especially looks like a short center. Something's up with the spacing a little bit, so we'll have to watch it.
Now there's 2 guys on, and Steel City's going to grab an extra base and some good base running by Morikawa. Here is the 1-2 to Montgomery. He's down on strikes. 3rd K of the day for Nodrift, and now Petrus is up with 2 away. 1-2 to Petras, who strikes out into the top of the second. So Steel City, once through the order, they get there in 2 innings, but they don't score. Here's Tystra. Bouncer to short, easy throw over to first base. Nice play by Montgomery. Here's Mike Falcone. 0-2 to Falcone, lobbed off into shallow right. Easy catch from Gomez. Here's Kazaz. 2-1 to him. This is to third base. Long throw from Morikawa. Got him out easily. We go to the top of the third. Speaking of the third, Boston and Baltimore, top and bottom, are tied at 0-0. Here's Chi-Chung Thu, who bounces out to first base. So he's 0 for 2 on the day, hitting .308 on the year. Here's Lehman. Lemon popped up. Shallow. In fact, stayed in the infield. Thought it might sneak into the outfield there, but it didn't. Here's Gomez. 1-2, struck him out. So that is it for this inning. Nodrift at 5 strikeouts through 3, and you see great defense behind him. Hasn't really needed to use it too much.
It's been a tough go of things so far for Baltimore this season. They just got swept by Chicago. Now they have to go face league leader Boston. They start to wonder if they'll ever win a game again. Hopefully they can steal a couple at home versus the Colonials.
And they're down 3-0 already as McDonald and Capin get on. Here's Caruth. That's going to be down the third base line. We might have our first run. They are waving McDonald home. He is safe. And Caruth, meanwhile, while they were focusing on the plate, he grabs second base, which should have been a singles, a double. And now Cavillo's coming up in a great position. Bouncer back to the pitcher. Didn't want to risk the throw out at home. And now I would say you walk Hester here, the lefty. Well, they're not going to. 1-1 to Hester, and it's going to cost him over the third baseman's head. This is 2 runs. This is a Bill Hester double. I think there you walk Hester, get to Shields, and pray for a double play, and also you don't face the lefty with the righty there. But here's Gabe Shields. The 1-0 to Shields. This is back up the middle, and it's bobbled it short. Montgomery boots that ball. They're going to call it an infield hit, and here's Dykstra, who is going to bounce it to a inning-ending double play. But 3 runs for the Orcas.
Hester, one of the most valuable batters on this Orcas team here, delivers and puts them ahead 3-0. Like you said, would have been better to walk him there. He's a dangerous bat right there, and he makes him pay hitting one down the line, driving in a couple.
Zermeno strikes out Morikawa into the outfield. That's an easy one. And here is Rob Murray, the DH, 0 for 1, 2-1 to Rob Murray. Third, first, corner to corner. Gonzalez to Shields.
Nodorf having a much better day this time out. 6 Ks through 4 innings. Only 1 walk and only good. 2 hits.
Metnick, not so much. This is in the air from Falcone, deep to center, caught. Kazaz again, 3-0 walked him. Haven't seen many walks really in this game. I think that's our first one.
It's the second one. I think Nodorf had one. But right, there's our third.
Metnick, and there's our third. And now here's Kapkin. He is 1 for 1. Kapkin back to second. Will we get a double play? No, we will not. Here is Caruth. Craig is 1 for 1 with an RBI, hitting an excellent 358, charging from short, not going to get there. Had to barehand the ball, couldn't get it to first. It is 4-0. Chalk up another RBI for Caruth. Here is Cavilo, 0 for 2, make it 0 for 3, struck him out. So Metnick is doubling that ERA so far, 4-0. Vancouver. 0-0 from Nodorf. The catcher Wang, he's out. Here's Montgomery. 7-8-9 is the order here. 0-2 to Montgomery. This is lifted into center field. Nice, easy catch on the range from Kapkin. And here is Petrus. Nodorf looks in ready. 2-2. This is into left field. Wrong step by Hester, but he gets back and catches it up against those, what I'm guessing are train tracks. And
it's like a brick wall. Could be train tracks.
It kind of looks like it's either the right field wall from San Fran or the train tracks from the upper deck and left in Houston. I can't tell what the model is, but it's one of those two. Speaking of a model, Hester has been a model on how to have a good day as a hitter. He's 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies now. Here's Shields. 2-2 from Shields. This is back up the middle. This is going to be first and second with nobody away, and Metnick can't last much longer in this game. Here's the 0-0 to Olivier Dykstra. Third, second, first around the horn. 5-4-3 double play. And they might have saved their pitcher's day, but we'll see. 0-2 to Mike Falcone. That's back up the middle, and it's going to be 5-0.
Things are getting ugly here for the Yinzers. Shields off to a hot start in his career. He's now batting .400 through the first 2 weeks.
Casas flies out, and that'll end the inning. 5-0 Vancouver as we go to the top of the 6th. Boston on top of Baltimore, 4-2. And there's a bouncer into left field. This is rolling an awfully long way, and this might be a triple. It is. I don't know what in the wide world of sports happened there. Something went wrong with Thuza ball into left field there. It just kind of kept rolling, and now he's going to roll home and score on a Lehman double into the corner. So Nodorf, he only made it to this point in the last game. He didn't get it out in the 6th in his last start, and now he walks Gomez, and now Vancouver is scrambling that bullpen. Now here's Zermeno, the 0-1-2, and this is pumped into left center, and scramble the bullpen a little bit quicker, boys. This is 5-3.
Nodorf's sparkly day gets a little mucky here in the top of the 6th. They're going to keep him out there. Manager's got faith in him.
2-2, Morikawa back up the middle. Don't need to be having faith when you're blowing leads, and now it's 5-4. Is no drift out? Yes, he is. Sandor Van Ham, 8 2/3, 208 ERA. He immediately gets a strikeout. I do kind of understand, though. You want the young guy to work through adversity and learn how to get outs when you're struggling. But, he was just, you don't want to blow a game. And Van Ham immediately comes in, gets a double play. So one starter's day is done with 4 earned in the 6th, though he will go 5 innings with 4 earned. Although, really, them first 5 were fantastic. It's just the 6th he couldn't get an out in.
Gonna bring Mentic back out there.
I'm kind of surprised. McDonald is going to double. The catcher has another one of those, and here is Capkin. Seattle 3-3 with Brooklyn. Chicago is 1-1 with Denver, and Guadalajara tied at 4 with Phoenix. Line out by Capkin. Over to the left of Lehman. Here is Carruth. Craig Carruth into center field. That thing is long. Oh.
Nope. It's in the bay, but it's in play. Oh, there's our center fielder. He's running across the water.
Oh my God! Jesus has come back to life! Thu has transformed into God. He is walking on water, ladies and gentlemen. We have breaking news out of Vancouver. Chin Thin Thu has revealed himself to be a godlike figure walking on water, walking on the goddamn Pacific Ocean, for crying out loud. Unbelievable. Forget the Orcas scored a run. We found a deity in these waters. So the deity in center field, but will it help the Yinzers win the game? Here's the 0-1 to Petras. He grounds out, and we get to see the deity. Oh, it's Chi-Chong Thu. Chi-Chong Thu back up the middle. He does not use his magical powers and does not reach base.
Barker pitching a gem on the out of town. 6 innings, 12 Ks for him.
Hey, 2 an inning is pretty good.
Seattle takes the lead over Brooklyn.
Catcher first.
Phoenix takes the lead over Guadalajara.
Dykstra is out. Why was I thinking it was Guatemala? I think I said Guatemala earlier. That's not right. Guad something. Guata. Falcone is out. He Ks. By the way, Chiron Dunn was in for that inning. And now Van Ham is still going with the Orcas up 2. He gets the first out very quickly. Only at 20 pitches in 2 1/3. That's pretty good work. 0-1 to Gomez. That's a base hit.
He's looking to preserve Nodurf's first career win if they can keep the lead here.
And here's Zermeno. 3-2 to him. Struck him out. Boy, Van Ham has really, really been good out of the pen. Here's Morikawa. This is into right field, and that ball is... Is it really?
That one's actually really gone.
That one's actually gone. 6-2-6. We tie it in the 8th. Sandor Van Ham got left in just a little too long and glazed one right over the heart of the plate.
A little bit of a commentator's curse.
Okay, so they keep Van Ham in, and he immediately gives up a single. What do you think was going to happen? Now here's Clancy Rees. We got a stolen base attempt from Murray. That's his 4th. He gets down there safely. Here's the 1-0 from Rees coming to Wang. Short on to first base, and they got him out. So now we go to the bottom of the 8th. And what was a Orcas lead the literally entire way, now all of a sudden don't look so nice. Kazaz McDonald, Capkin can try to break it. Here's Evan Burton, by the way, 13 1/3, 338. That is a flyout into right field. Here's McDonald. I didn't need McDonald's because I went to a sit-down place tonight here in Indiana. Those are open here. And here's Capkin. Capkin, left field. This is back toward the invisible wall. Although, really, you don't really know whether that's actually towards the invisible wall or whether that's just, above short, because considering Thu walked out halfway to Hawaii.
We know something.
Here's Darrell Lewis, dropped 3rd. Oh, he did get him to start the 9th. Petras Thu, by the way, you're 2 due. Uh-oh. Trouble for Chicago on the out-of-town. Bases loaded for Denver in a tie game there. Speaking of trouble, Petras into left field, and they actually get this in for only a double this time. Hester had some problems out there earlier, or Lehman, by the way. Lehman, I apologize. He was the one that had problems earlier. Thu strikes out, so the D&D can't do anything, and here is Montes Lehman, 3-2. He strikes out, so now the Orcas can win it in the ninth. Either that, or we get free baseball.
Orcas bring out Daniel Lewis. He's another young player for them. He was the reliever of the year last year, the lefty. Incredible strikeout rate.
Caruth strikes out. The Oslo Dealers might lose their first game with Tattavarti starting. I saw that on the out of town there. Cavillo grounds out. I say the Dealers because their star player, Ruben Fisher, a former dealer. 3-1 to Bill Hester, and we're going to extra inning. Rome down 8-6 to Delhi, I'm guessing. Delhi, India?
Yep, the Delhi Daredevils. You got to learn that name. They are a force in our league. They've won five straight Asian Professional Baseball League championships before we disbanded that league, and they often go pretty far in the cups as well. So, an AI villain for sure.
Gonna have to do some trades with them. Maybe see if we can bust that down a peg. Bouncer to short on the first. Inning is over. Top of the inning is over. By the way, Guadalajara Phoenix tied tonight. Runner on for Barnhart. Top of the ninth, Boston 7-4 over Baltimore, and Shields is going to strike out looking. Goodbye. Here's Teikstra. Somebody can get a hit off Evan Burton, surely. Here's the 1-0, and there is that hit off of Evan Burton. And here is Falcone. I don't think he's a mobster. 1-2 to Mike. Short, second, first. Double play. And that is it for that inning, I swear, this time. Still tied at 6. We go to the 11th. Who comes out for Vancouver? It's C.J. Carter.
C.J. Carter, one of the league's very few leagues two-way players. A successful one so far in his young career. He was a rookie last season.
So CJ getting the glove this time instead of the bat, and he is going to give up a, oh my god, I hope that's not a, okay, that's foul ball. I'm not used to the game showing those on action pitches, and also these dimensions are weird, so I was really hoping that wasn't a home run because it looked like it was so foul. Pinch hitter, Brian Locklear. 1-0 to Locklear. That is by for single. But hey, Baltimore might make a comeback. They're only down 3. They got first and third with one away. Here's the 0-1 back in this game to Petrus. We go to the bottom of the 11th. 2-1 count to Diaz down in Beemore, or down and over in Beemore, because we are up here in Vancouver. In Canada. Now they got the bases loaded
now. Yeah.
Kazaz center caught. 3-1 to Bartlett over there. We'll keep you abreast of that. 2-0 to Joey McDonald. That's into center field. Brian Hayes now in the ballgame, by the way. And here is, nope, not going to be Kepkin. It's going to be Raphael Klein, who they walk. 3-2. Bad start there from Hayes. And here is Caruth. He is 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies, trying to walk it off. 3-0-2 Caruth. Walked him.
Walk the bases with 1 out. That surely this has to be a chance for Vancouver to end this.
0 for 5, Jose Cavillo. Into center field. This should end your ball game. And it does. Orcas walk-off win. Jose Cavillo goes 0 for 6, but the 6th one, he got a sac fly. Good ball game, folks. 7-6 Vancouver. They controlled it most of the game, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, came the Steel City offense. Kawa, your big one for them. 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Hester for Vancouver. Couple of hits and a pair of ribbies. Caruth, 3 hits and 3 RBIs for Vancouver. Also, pitching-wise, let's head down there. You saw Metnick 5 1/3, 10 hits, 6 earned runs. No drift. Again, you know what? you have good and bad there because, yeah, you got the one big inning that almost cost you, but still, he pitched 5 innings of very good baseball. He just shouldn't have. He should have come out for the 6th inning. It's just that maybe, if you take him out a batter sooner, that's only 3 instead of 4, and it looks better. So the stats don't tell you the whole story on the day for the rookie's second start. Let's take a look at what else happened around the league. By the way, I will say there ought to be a few more than 17,000 people watching these Vancouver games. They're a good young up-and-coming team, and in fact, they move into a tie with Steel City. Denver beats Chicago 3-1. The thing says loss at the top, so I was confused for a second. So Denver pulls even with the Stars. Roman the win, Peterson the loss. Barker, though, is your player of the game. He had a great day. Seattle beats Brooklyn. They are tied now 4-3 there. Quintana the win, Walma the loss, Walter the save. Walma, your player of the game. And Phoenix beats Guadalajara with 3 in the ninth. Briones the win. Andrea the loss. Skodoulis the player of the game. And, well, Baltimore only got 1. They moved down to 2-15. Boston 15-2. Vaughn the dub, his 4th. Lappin the loss, Fong the save. Levy the player of the game.
Vaughn's off to a great start so far.
All right, now let's go to the important league. And we start with Cincy in Florida, 8-1 there. Jokinen gets the win. Hubble the loss. Muhammad the save. Jokinen there. Oh, a huge upset. St. Louis upsets Washington. The Archers beat the Red Wolves. Pruitt the win. Walker the loss. Okada the save. Torabala the player of the game. And whoa, another shocker. Cape Cod upsets Memphis 3-2 with a walk-off in the 9th. Crow the dub, Kilmer the loss, and Gideon Long, your player of the game. Free agent, by the way. He started that game for Cape Cod. And Las Vegas wins. That means there is now a 3-way tie for first here, just about to exit the month. Matt Johnson, new acquisition. He is 2-0 now in his career as a dealer. Welcome back to North America. Villegas the loss, and Ruggieri Farnice, your player of the game. Bay Area looking to be a little bit better after they lost the series to Vegas. They win 7-5. Jimmy Hoff gets the win. Baldrini the loss. Van Zant save. And Ben Farron, who, by the way, my dealers broke his 25-game hitting streak. You're welcome.
Bay Area just 1 game back of that 3-way tie as well, so things are going to get interesting in that middle league there.
All right, now down to the basement. The Mambas, 2 runs in the 12th. Littlewood win, Harvey loss, Andriov, the player of the game. Santo Domingo, they win 4-3 in the 10th. Hey, a lot of extra innings and a lot of close end of games here. They're 10-7 on the year. Quinney, the win, Guerrero, the loss, and Papadopoulos, the player of the game. I think there was a Papadopoulos in the NBA, if I'm thinking right. Ottawa wins 4-3 over the Havana Bananas. God, I love that name so much. Watterson the win. Fairbank the loss. Masuda the save. Watterson, your player of the game. Mexico City, the Chupacabras keep marching their way up towards the ICBL. Mexico City wins 10-5 over Montreal. Nicosia? I don't know, I think. Win, Bintang loss. Subato player of the game. And Hanshin beats Haiti 4-1. Bakert the win. Velga the loss. Tuncani, rather, not Tuscany. Tuncani the save. And Bakert is your player of the game.
Bakert having a great season so far through 5 games, 1.32 ERA. That was his first win of the year, though. Okay, that'll finish the first day of games. Go back to the ICBL.
And now we get to shuffle up and deal from Las Vegas. So it's Las Vegas and it's Houston. Ben, do you have the usual stats and information?
So these 2 teams have been kind of hanging around the bottom of the middle league for quite a while. So we're starting to see some of those young cores, that young talent they've been accumulating, start to reach the majors. So that should be kind of flipping that switch from losing to winning for both these clubs. So they're kind of in the same path in their trajectory. So it'll be a good matchup here. Houston has a lot of young pitchers. We'll see one of them tonight, Greg Armstrong, the 20-year-old, I believe. Yes, only 20 years old, having a decent year, 3.32 ERA so far. Steve Clements, also pretty young, 24 years old. On the hitting side, Houston has a lot of veteran players. They have guys like Ty Fat D, who's been successful around the years for many different clubs. He's now in Houston this season and having a great start to his year, hitting 324, 395 on base. Quinnell, one of their best hitters this year, also hitting over 300. Schutzeka, he's another veteran player who's had success in the league. And then they have a couple of young guys such as John Garcia, the center fielder, only 22 years old, also hitting almost 300. Would you like to cover your highlight your players there, Mike?
Well, sure, but first I'll start with Greg Armstrong, your pitcher. Plus fastball, plus sinker, fantastic changeup, one of the league's best. Plus forkball. Great stuff, good movement. Control is going to get there for the 20-year-old. The only problem is he's a bit of a toxic guy in your locker room. So as long as Houston has got enough leaders around him and you can minimize whatever damage he could do if you're on a losing streak inside your locker room, he's going to be a great player for a long time to come. He really is a good pickup. We're going to see him firing the ball at about 97 miles an hour. And for the Las Vegas Dealers, I'll start with the pitching. It's Steve Clements. He has been fantastic so far. Long-term extension with the Dealers carries him out for the next 6 years until 2020. Saw that in the last offseason. The man they call Mahler, plus cutter, one of the best curveballs in baseball, and a plus changeup. Only a 3-pitch guy, but he's been really developed in 4 starts. He has a less than 1 whip and only 6 earned runs for a 2.19 ERA, although he is 1-1. He had a bad time out at his last start, but before that last start, his ERA was under 1, so a regression was going to come. It just depended on when it did, and it happened to come in the last start. 2010, this guy was the number 1 prospect in the then ACBL, and, well, now technically the conference, still the ACBL, but still, he is a guy who was a big-time prospect for Vegas and is now in the rotation for Vegas and has been very, very good. And one of the things Vegas, as we get to see them for the first time, did in the offseason, fix a horrible toxic locker room. They brought in some leaders, like Buster Salile, who's on their bench now, Mike Doobie, who hits 8th for them, and really, this team is going to get you on the bases. There's not going to be a lot of home runs, but Paul Moosie, Thatcher G, Omar Benitez, Victor Gonzalez, Joe Toop, all these guys can run. And then you have Benitez, Cerruti, and Farnese, and Serban Gango, the Romanian rocket, they call him, to drive in some runs. So that's it for my baby, the Dealers, and why don't we get to the game?
All right.
And we are in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, so we get to see Steve Clements first. And he faces the lefty John Garcia. Dealers won Game 1 of the series 8-2 yesterday. Here is the 2-2 to Garcia, floated out at Moosie. He catches this for out number 1, and here is Quinnell. As Ben mentioned, this is a very good hitter. Not going to hit the crap out of the ball, but he is going to get a lot of good contact, and he gets good contact, but it's right at first base. Here's Tifati. 2-2 coming from Clements. Tifati struck him out, sit you down. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Clements throws 96, so we have 2 hard throwers here in this game. And here is one of only 2 lefties, although they have some switch hitters. It's Paul Moosie. 2-1 to Moosie. Moosie shoots this off towards right field. What a catch in right by D. And here's Thatch. He's cold. He's still hitting 271, and he's going to strike out there. And here is Omar Benitez. And you see, those top guys, 6, 7, and 8 stolen bases, they run if they get on. So for Houston, this will be great if they can get him out here, although Benitez gets to first. And here's the big boy, Cerruti. Came from overseas in the offseason. Cerruti walks. He's done a lot of that. And here is Ruggieri Farnese, player of the game in Game 1. 3-1 to Farnese. He is going to walk in here. Serban Gango was hitting 150 before the Bay Area Series, then caught fire. The 2-2 to Serban. This is into left field and is not going to get it done. So Armstrong escapes a bases-loaded situation. Rigdon, Aponte, and Shuchetta coming up. Here's Craig Rigdon, 3-2, back up the middle. Nice diving stop at second, but they're not going to get him at first. Kind of looked like Farnese could have gotten it there. But they turned down the Jets. 2-2, ooh, and Aponte gets plunked.
Rigdon with his 30 speed turns on the Jets, the former Orca there.
Here's the 3-run to Shuchetka. Now it's bases loaded with no away. And now here is Davis. 1-1. Danny Davis, good stop by Benitez, but they're only going to get 1-0 Houston. Here's Thien, the left fielder. 0-2 to Thien, pulled the second, not going to try for home, so it's 2-0. They just get the out. And here's Keith Parkinson, the 0-1. Benitez charges, throws to first, got him out. So they get 2, which is what you should get. If you load the bases with no outs, that's what you should absolutely get as an offense. You should get 2 runs. So what is expected when you do that? Here's the 0-1 to Joe Toop into left field. He flies out, and now here comes Doobie. Mike Doobie to face Armstrong. First pitch from Greg. Second on to first base, Aponte to Rigdon, and this very good Dealers offense is getting held down. 0-2 to Victor Gonzalez as he strikes out. So the Dealers go down silently first time through the order, except for 2 walks from Armstrong and 1 hit. Meanwhile, Houston is rolling.
Houston, another team that likes to focus on pitching and defense. They have a lot of rangy guys up second and short. Even their first baseman's got 70 range.
Garcia pops out, and here's the 0-2 to Quinnell. He strikes out. Clements already at nearly 50 pitches, just 2 2/3, and here is D, the dangerous power bat. Here comes the 2-2 to D. This is off into right field. This should be easy for Thatch, and it is. Now we go back to the top of the Dealer lineup. Moosie, Thatch, and Benitez. Lucia's first at bat lined out to a great catch by D, and now Garcia is going to catch a 3-1 flyout. Armstrong delivers the 1-1 to Thatch. This is a screamer into the left field corner, and Thatch is going to hustle his way to second. A speedy one is always a threat to steal third base, and Parkinson does not have the best arm. 2-2 to Benitez to first, tap on the bag, and now with 2 outs, they have another runner in scoring position. Can Artavander Cerruti do anything about it? And no, he cannot. That's one of the big Dealer problems is, yeah, you can get all the hits in the world, but if you get a guy to second base and then don't do anything after that, you might as well not hit the ball at all.
Cincinnati up 4-0 on the out of town. Memphis up 4-0 on Cape Cod.
And I think St. Louis was leading again after the first inning anyway. Here's the 1-1 to Aponte. First base got him out. Here's Shuchetta. The 1-1 to him as well, and that is just a little blooper. Yeah, St. Louis leading 3-2 on the out-of-town over Washington. I guess the Dealers aren't the only good team to have trouble with them. Here's the 2-1 to the lefty. Davis, Benitez, over to first base to Cerruti, and there's the end of the 4th. Clements on the high wire so far. Only 2 runs, though. It's 5-0 on Cape Cod. Now here's Farnese. The 3-run from Armstrong walks him, his 3rd of the game, and here's Serban Gango. 0-2. Oh, what the heck was that? Farnese went to steal second base, and then the catcher never threw it. Serban Gango into left field. This will not score Farnese, who did just steal second base, so that's kind of interesting. Here's the 1-1 to Tupi, and that is going to be a out of Gango at second, 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Here is Doobie. And we're going to have a stolen second base. Tupi steals his 7th. Here's the 3-2 to Doobie, who bounces it right in front of home, and we're going to screw this one up too, aren't we? And here's Victor Gonzalez. The 2-1 to Gonzalez, short on to first base, and we screwed that one up too somehow.
Armstrong puts a couple on, but gets out of the jam with some nice defense and unclutch hitting by the dealers there.
Washington's got the league, by the way, 4-3. You know, you put your base running to max and you'd think they send a guy from third, but apparently that's not the case. Good catch by Moosie on Thien in center field. Here is Parkinson. He is going to go right past Benitez's glove. And here is Garcia. 3-2 coming, and he is going to walk on down to first base. Not a lot of, we saw, in the Vancouver Steel City game, there weren't a lot of walks. Now all we have is walks. Only 3 hits, and that is a funky bounce that does not go the dealer's way, and now it's 4-0.
Quino continues his hot start, clears the bases there.
And Clement still in the ball game, 1-2. Cerruti taps on a bag. So Clements' hot start is well over now. Here's the 0-1 to Rigdon into center field. Moosie catches it, and that is going to be it for Clemens, I would imagine. Gives up 4 earned runs in 5 innings. 0-2 to Moosie, struck him out, and here's one thing you will learn about the dealers very quickly. They like to get early leads and hang on to them. They have no concept of playing from behind whatsoever. A lot of these guys are very young, so Greg Armstrong is in for a great day because he's made it this far. One of the better first 3 inning teams here. They score a lot of their runs in those first 3. And here's the 1-1 to Benitez is into the gap. They put a runner on second base. Another chance with a runner on scoring position and 2 outs. That's going to be up to the big bat, Cerruti. The 2-2, and Arvider strikes out looking without getting the bat off his shoulder.
Armstrong,
so Greg Armstrong
strikes out 3 there.
He has 5 Ks now and 3 walks. And Clemens is back out there. 3-1, out back into center field for a base hit. And now will Steve Clements come out?
It's at 96 pitches now, Mike.
6-0, even though I have a 90 pitch count on him. Okay. Yeah, game, my hook is at -2 for starters, but that's fine. Just leave my exhausted pitcher in the game for no reason. It's 6-0. Here's Jerry Arona. They finally decide that giving up enough runs is enough runs. Here's Arona. Davis strikes out. Here's Mancun Thien. 3-2. Walked him. Here is Parkinson. The 0-0 to Keith. Are we going to have somebody steal second base? Yes, we are. Thien gets down there. That's his first stolen base of the year, by the way. And this is going to be another run as Parkinson singles into left. A valiant effort by NG, but it is 7-0. I think the end score will be 10-0. Here is the 0-2 to Garcia. Struck him out. So Arona finally gets an out. He doesn't know how to get those. And here's Quinnell. The 0-0 to him. This is up into left center field. Moosie is going to get there. So Houston at 7-0. Perhaps the dealers just don't like cameras, I suppose.
A little camera shy for the dealers here.
Here is Farnese. 3-2, and he goes down looking as Marco Sari is now in the game for Houston.
Bay Area and Atlanta.
Out of 6.
Sorry, Bay Area and Atlanta tied 2-2. Cincinnati extends their lead 6-0 over the Flamingos.
And here is Toop with 2 outs. Will he do anything? No, he will not. Left fielder on left fielder crime. As Thien catches it, and Houston gets another chance to put up some more runs. Dealers starting rotation, best in baseball through the first, 4 weeks in, I think. Bullpen, 9th. But D flies out, and here's Fittipaldi. 1-2 coming from Arona to Fittipaldi. That's into the left center field gap. Extra base hits aplenty for the Cosmos.
Pinch hitter doubles there in his debut in this game.
Fittipaldi? Oh, I thought Fittipaldi already hit. Aponte. Oh, I was thinking of Aponte. He grounds out there. Here's Shisheta. 2 for 2. 3-2 to him. Make it 3 for 3. Why not? There's 3 RBIs for your probable player of the game, I'd think. 3 for 3 and 3 ribbies. and he's probably going to hit again. Here's Danny Davis. 2-2, and he goes into the corner, and Jerry Arona gets closer and closer to AAA as we speak. Okay. Shuseta blows through the stop sign, and all of his common sense. And the ball was in Gongo's glove, but he still ran for it. Here is Doobie, who pops out to first, behind first. Here's Gonzalez, the 1-1. Victor Gonzalez into left field, and the Dealers are going to get a run. Victor Gonzalez solo homer, 400 feet. Cosmos still lead, though, 8-1. It doesn't matter at all. But at least Victor gets out of his cold snap. And it really doesn't matter because Moosie is out for Buster Salile for some reason, who pops out, unsurprisingly, and here is Thatch. Sorry, pitching well, 2-2. Thatch to third, on to first. The Dealers get a run back and put a guy who can't play center in center field.
Nope, they're going to do a...
Oh, they moved Toop
switch.
over. Okay, I was wondering what the computer was doing. Fiend grounds out. 0 for 2. And here's Parkinson, who's had a very good day. Hasn't had a good season so far, but he's had a 3 for 4 day, as Arona is still in the ball game. Here is John Garcia. Oh, and they try and pick him off, and once again, the only thing wrong with Cerruthi, he doesn't know what fielding is for some weird reason. Here is the 1-1. Arona picks up Fires and was much too late, and now here's Quinnell to get to that 10 that I said earlier. Here is the 1-1. That'll get to 9.
New pitcher now, and he's running off the field.
Jerry Hurtado, Arona running off to get on the bus down to Quebec. And D walks. And here is Kimura. And there's 10 runs, just like I predicted. I am Nostra Goddamn Damas. Here is Aponte. Maybe we get to 15 now. The 1-1 to Aponte into center field, and Moosie, who gets the catch, throws it into the cutoff man. It's 11-1. The Dealers either win by 9 or lose by 20. 2-2 to Shuseta, who strikes out. Speaking of losing by 20, Beijing is nearly doing that to Shanghai at 16-0. St. Louis 5-4. Washington 5-4 over St. Louis. I said that backwards. As Benitez walks, Saki is out. Here's Kuntal. He has been very good. 10 innings pitched. Only a 1.80 ERA, just giving up 2 runs. It's a good season so far for that young man. Alvarez pinch hits as the computer has officially completely lost its mind. He can't play any other position than catcher. And he's not going to DH, so I guess I'm going to have a catcher playing first for no reason, even though he can't play first. Gongo strikes out, and the Dealers' bench coach has gone on strike.
What happened here?
Uh-oh. And now apparently the cameraman has gotten up and walked away. He's so mad, he's quit.
Interesting.
Oh, the cameras are fine. What the heck?
Not sure what happened there. What's
Yeah,
our defensive arrangement now?
Yeah, I want to see where the hell.
They put Farnese at first, moved him over from third.
Kim went to. They pinch hit. They brought out the worst hitter on the team, pinch hit him, and threw Jung-Hyun Kim to second base. So at least the defense makes sense. But if you're going to bring Kim in the ballgame, pinch hit him. Here is Parkinson rather,
having a day.
4 for 5. So is he the? Well, I guess it still has to be Shishetka though, because he has the 3 RBIs. Although who doesn't have an RBI in this game? As Garcia goes back up the middle. As Dunn gets an inning done and doesn't give up a run. That's a miracle for this bullpen. Here is the 0-2 to Joe Toop, who finishes off an 0 for 4 day. Here is Mike Doobie, the 1-1 to Dubby, who's had a doozy of a day. And here is Gonzalez. Here is the 0-0 to Victor, who's got the only run scored, and that game is mercifully over. Houston, a well-played game. They actually capitalized on what are called scoring chances. Benitez is the only dealer who had a remotely decent day with 2 hits. Houston, but they were great. Shishetka, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Parkinson has his best game of the year with 4 hits and one of those ribbies. Quinnell also had a dangerous day. You said he was dangerous earlier, Ben. He was. 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Steve Clements did terribly. Arona did much worse. Hurtado gave up a run, and Dunn locked it down. Armstrong had a very good day. 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs. 2 innings and the 1 earned run of the game. And Kanal, 2 innings and no earned. Shushetka, as I said in the 6th inning, is your player of the game, and rightfully so.
Okay. That's fine. So, looking at the other scores in the ICBO, we have the Archers falling to the Red Wolves in a close one there. Washington needs the 8th inning to secure the lead. St. Louis gets one back in the 9th, but not enough. Bay Area falling to Atlanta, so that game was tied, and Atlanta walked it off in the 9th there to take the win. Cincinnati dismantles the Florida Flamingos on their home turf, 6-1 there. We saw the Houston-Las Vegas day. Memphis taking care of Cape Cod 10-5, a little of payback after that first game. That series is 1-1. On to the top league, we have Steel City taking revenge on the Orcas, winning that game 7-2. Shrikent is the winner, and Morikawa player of the game. The Colonials continue their hot streak, scoring another smattering of runs against the poor Blue Crabs, who seem to be on their way back down after a nice season earning promotion, as the Colonials go to 16-2 on the season, and Baltimore the inverse of that. Chicago.
Actually, breaking news, it's just that Baltimore used the dealer's bullpen for that game. So they will get their own bullpen restored and be back to being better shortly.
And Chicago takes care of business against Denver in the Mile High City. Martinez has an excellent day. Goes to 2-0 on the season. Guadalajara falling to Phoenix 5-4, another close one there. Seattle losing to Brooklyn 8-6. Andres Padron is the winner there in relief. John Boss Voss is the loser, not having a good of a start this year as he did last year.
Oh my goodness, scroll down a little bit. That's a 10-run 7th for Berlin. Holy crap, 22-7. That looks like a spring training game. Oh my god.
That's a football game right there.
Yeah, it is. Jeez.
That's Maction football with a go for 2. All right, down to the basement.
Yep.
We have the Tijuana Luchadores taking care of Santo Domingo Cimarrones.
Luchadores?
That's right. In a close pitchers duel there. Simo with the win, Dibble with the loss. Simo player of the game. Hanshin falls to the Haiti Quakes 6-2. Koo is the winner. Bodon gets a loss after a nice start to his year. He gets his 3rd loss of the season. Still has a sparkling ERA and is the player of the game, so it looks like the bullpen blew that one likely. Los Angeles beats Kingston 6-3. Mexico City once again beating up on the bottom of the league in Montreal, winning 9-3 as they stay in first place. The Havana Bananas find their bats, and we'll go there next for our 3rd game as they win 7-0 over the Ottawa Sugar Maples.
So, by the way, I have a question. So, where does the bottom team in the basement league go? Do they go to the cellar?
They just stay in the basement. They're stuck there, doomed forever until they get good enough draft picks, I suppose.
They're doomed forever.
Okay, so we head to Cubano to watch the Havana Bananas.
I do, by the way, have a question before we start this game. You really named the team the Haiti Quakes?
I did, and it may be a little politically incorrect, but it's also a little funny, and we don't have any Haitian people in our league, so fingers crossed it's okay. Okay, so for Ottawa, this is a team that was in the second league last season, and they actually made the promotion relegation tournament in the claiming that last spot. But I sent them down because they were an AI team to make a spot for St. Louis, your friend Mike. And then Luke, who is a manager in another league that I'm in, the TWBA, took over that team, so he's looking to turn that team around and bring them right back up into that second division. They're currently sitting in second place, I believe. And they have some good players like Mahmoud Paracha. Mahmoud Paracha, 26-year-old second baseman, I think. 27 now. He had a birthday. He just signed a large 5-year extension for the team, and he's a very talented hitter. Off to a slow start this year, although it looks like he had a couple of hits in the last couple of games, brought that average up. Casey Hicks, former Cincinnati Royal before they took over, has had a good season so far for Ottawa, hitting .338. Joel Gooden, this is an interesting player. The Washington Red Wolves will remember him. He was their first round selection bust in the inaugural draft, picked ahead of players like Sunena, Acosta, Dwayne Barker, Ito. The list goes on and on. He was the 4th overall pick, I believe, and he hasn't really done much since. And here he is now playing his games in Ottawa. Ricardo Roman, he's a bit of a cancer in the clubhouse, but a talented pitcher. He's from Villa Park, which is a town right over from me, my hometown. And I actually didn't create him, so that was a random coincidence that he's from that town. So that's pretty funny. And he used to be in Chicago before we shipped him overseas, and now he's also playing his games here in Ottawa. The Havana Bananas, they have a couple of guys who have been around the league a while. Les Gibson, a veteran catcher, backstop for them. He's been around, had some good years. Dan Bragg is a nice young player for them, someone to build a team around. Wayne Cassidy having an excellent season for Havana, only 26 years of age. Their center fielder, a cornerstone of their team right now. And John Camp will take the mound for Havana. He's had an excellent season, 2.11 ERA, although hasn't really shown that kind of promise in the past. Maybe he can keep it up and have an excellent turnaround season here in 2015. Any thoughts on these two teams, Mike, before we get it kicked off?
Nope, no thoughts on the two teams. Excited to see some basement league here. Give equal love to all the divisions, but we're going to do, or at least I'm planning on going to do what I did yesterday and give you this game.
All right, you got it. So, taking the mound for the Havana Bananas is John Kemp, and he's throwing to Casey Hicks, who will lead this game off for the Sugar Maples. And that's going to be a grounder to the shortstop. No trouble there, and that'll be the first out of the game. Here's Mahmoud Paracha. He bats on the left side, and that ball is screamed. Does it have enough? It's going to crash off the wall, and he's going to be standing on third with a triple. And that'll be bring up Valentin Farr, another player who's kind of bounced around a couple of different teams. And he'll sit down, keep that bat on his shoulder, and as he looks at strike three, Mexico City takes an early lead, as does Santo Domingo. And there's another strikeout looking, and two quick outs to end the inning. Paracha is stranded at third, and we have no score as we head to the bottom of the first. Havana Bananas first batter will be Nate Hudson, and Hudson's going to hit one right in front of the center fielder for a leadoff single. And here's lefty Chad Howell, and he's going to hit one in the same spot. Oh, it's a sliding catch. Nice play by the center fielder Hicks there to save possibly a run, depending on where that ball landed. Lucioff is going to look at ball four, and we got men on first and second. And that's going to be an easy play for Hicks to make it the second out of the game. Second out of the inning. And here's Dan Bragg. Can he open the scoring? No, he cannot. He's going to swing and get nothing but air for the third out of the inning for the Havana Bananas. Roman's getting roughed up a little bit this year. 7.11 ERA and about 19 innings pitched. Zen Bang Man takes strike three, and that'll be the first out of the second. And here's Joel Gooden. Always will be labeled as a bust. Can he revive his career here in Ottawa? He's going to get a drop third strike and take first base. And here's Pamunkas. And this shortstop's going to leap for that one, but it gets just over his head. And we got men on first and second, one out. For Ethan Collins, he's going to hit a slow ground to the short, but there'll be just one. Man on first and third with the fielder's choice for Toby Golunski. And he's going to hit one to the second baseman. He's got that one to make it third out of the game. And two men are left stranded there. Still no score here in Cuba. Up to bat is Phil Dempsey, the right fielder. He's going to look at ball four. And Sean Nichols will bat next, the DH. He's going to hit one down the line, and it's going to be enough to beat it out at first. Men on first and second, no outs for the Bananas. Here's Wayne Cassidy, the young center fielder. He's going to hit one right at the third baseman, hardly had to move. That'll be the first out of the inning. Here's Jake Gugensberg. He's going to hit one into center field. Casey Hicks ranges over, makes that the second out. Will they strand two more here, or can Nate Hudson put the Bananas on the board? He's going to hit another one to Hicks. Hicks says no problem. That'll be the third out of the inning as we head to the top of the third. Mexico City still leading 1-0 in the third inning. And Tijuana has taken the lead back. Taken the lead 2-1. Kingston up 5-0 on the Mambas in Los Angeles. The Quakes are up 2-0 at home versus Hanshin. As Paracha grounds out to the second baseman. And here's Valentin Farr with two outs, nobody on. And he's going to strike out looking for the third out of the game. So a little bit of a pitcher's duel so far. Only 4 hits between these two teams. And no runs. And Chad Howell as well as a diving catch out there and left. Great play by Farr as he saves extra base hit. And Luciov's going to hit one to Hicks. Hicks is a ball magnet out there, eating up everything in sight. And here's the backstop, Les Gibson. He looks at ball four. They'll have a base runner once again with 2 outs. And here's Dan Bragg, former Colonial, as Joe has pointed out. And he's going to ground out to the second baseman. That'll be another frame turned over as we head to the top of the fourth. Istanbul beating up on Kiev 10-0 in the out of town. Stockholm and Seoul are tied 1-1 as Erickson hits one up the middle, and he's going to be safe. They hold on to that one. Range is over. Can't make the play. They're going to not risk a throwing error and just hold on to that one. Shortstop pulls one in. It's a shallow left, and that'll be the first out of the inning. And there's a grounder up the middle. Well, it gets by everybody. Nothing they can do. The man's already on second. Man on first and second for Pamungas. He's going to hit one down the line. That's going to be a double play. Third base to first. And once again, 2 men on and 2 men left in scoring position. And no runs scored. Here's Phil Dempsey. Dempsey hits one to the shortstop. Easy play. And that'll be the first out. Here's Sean Nichols, the DH. Nichols hits a high major league pop-up. Second baseman says, I got that, no problem, for the second out. And Wayne Cassidy, the lefty center fielder, he's going to hit one up the middle. Shortstop knocks it down but can't make a play as Cassidy stands on first place for Gugensberg. Gugensberg strikes out swinging. Once again, another man stranded and no runs.
You just wonder if Gugensberg is like a real last name or whether somebody along the line made it up.
It has to be. He's He's American, so that's interesting. So I use a big names database. Actually, I looked it up one time, and my last name's in there. Paul's Gliori, his last name's in there. They just have different. This is like a random number generator, so the random chance is really low. So I thought that was really interesting that my last name, which isn't very common, is in the game. So they could potentially be created at some point. We'll have to see.
I'm assuming that either you, Denver, or Boston would automatically get that player.
Although I did name one player after Joe Boston's dog, and he was one of the top prospects in the draft a couple of years ago. He's now in Baltimore, and Joe always tries to make a move for him. He says he wants him on his team, but he can't have him. He's one of the top players in Baltimore system. And this game keeps moving along, going into the 6th with no score. Valentin Farr up to bat now with 1 out, and he strikes out. So that's the 7th K for Camp. Pitching a gem here, only 4 hits allowed through 5.2. Really not pitching to his peripherals of his season. Does that have enough to get out? It does, and this will be the first run of the game. The Sugar Maples, Erickson puts the Sugar Maples atop 1-0. Per Erickson, former Guadalajara player. Guadalajara and AI Ottawa have made a bunch of swaps several times, sending Ryan Bixler back and forth a couple of times. And they're going to go back-to-back here, 2-0. So John Camp, his shiny day gets a little less shiny as he gives up 2 more hits in a day of only 6, and that's 2 runs. Will that be the end of his day here, or are they going to leave him out there to get the last out? They're going to leave him out there for Joel Gooden. Surely he can get this bust of a player out, and he screams one down to the first baseman, and range is over, and they can't make the play. Joel Golden is on second base. He's got a couple of weird ways getting on base today. He's had a drop third strike a couple innings ago, and there he reaches with another error. And they finally pull Camp, and the reliever Shimon Thompson makes easy work of Pamunkas, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. Now Ottawa has the lead.
I'm guessing the dog's name is Jackson. That's the only Baltimore prospect that I...
It's Reese Mishore.
Oh, a dog named Reese. That's an interesting one.
That's right. The dog's name's Reese, and he calls him Reese Mishore for some reason. And there's a close play at the plate. And wow. Is he out? And he's out. Great throw by Golden out in right field. So that's one thing he has going for him. He's a great fielder. As Nichols has a swinging bunt there. Third baseman's got to hold on to it. Havana Bananas are on the board. 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Wayne Cassidy. Can he keep this hit parade going? And bounces off the shortstop, but can't make the play. And that's going to be an error on Collins. Cassidy is on first. Nichols on second. Here's Gugesberg. Gugesberg swings. And thanks for the breeze out here in the press box. And that'll be the end of the 6th. Havana Bananas get 1 back. And Shimon Thompson will stay in to face Ethan Collins. And he strikes Collins out. Here's Galunski. He's going to hit one over to Luciov, who steps on first to make it the 2nd out of the game. 2nd out of the inning. Casey Hicks hits one deep. Does it have enough? It does. Wow, so the Sugar Maples, all 3 runs on solo shots. And they extend their lead by 2.
They have left the system. It is the ballpark.
And Mahmoud Paracha hits one pretty well down the right field line, but it's right at the right fielder, and that'll end the top of the 7th. Havana Bananas need to find some bats here if they're going to take this one at home. Here's Nate Hudson. He's got 50 contact, and he gets beamed, and he's standing on first now. Preston Hitchcock. Oh, he's been pitching. Looks like a nice little pitcher here. 70 stamina, 70 hold runners. Neutral pitcher. Touches 98 to 100 miles per hour.
It was a quick one back into third base. Ooh.
They got some good armed outfielders there. And that's going to get through. Will that score? Nope, they're going to hold the runner at third there. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Big hit for Erickson here. Or Lapthorne, sorry.
Lapthorne. He's going to pinch hit. And goal.
He's safe.
Ooh, Golden made it close again at the plate. But Lapthorne gets the job done. Pinch in, gets the sacrifice fly. Havana gets one back. Here's Phil Dempsey. And that's going to be easy play for the second baseman. We got a close one. 3-2 as we head to the top of the 8th.
Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. Shall we take a look when the inning refreshes over? Madrid beating London 7-1 over internationally. Istanbul beating Kiev 11-5. That was 11-0 at one point, by the way, out at first base. And Copenhagen beating Auckland 6-2. There are some North American games. Mexico City beating Montreal 3-1. Tijuana beating Santo Domingo 4-1. We got one more North American. There you are. Kingston and the Mambas 10-3. Cool runner. As the inning ends with no action. Thank goodness.
Mike, do you mind finishing this off for a second? I gotta step out for a second.
Yeah, sure. I'll finish it off.
All right.
Here's
I'll be
John
back in a
Nichols, DH. Gets one pass short there. And it's into left field for a single. And here is Cassidy. The left-handed swinger, Wayne Cassidy, is 1 for 3. First pitch to him is a liner to second. That's it out. And here is Gugisberg. 3-2 to Jake. Short, second, first. Double play. And if they do that next inning, they will end the game. Ottawa comes to bat in the ninth, looking for some insurance runs here in the TWBA or the IBL or the ACBL, whatever you want to call it. They are brought to you by the insurance sponsor we don't have. The insurance sponsor we don't have. The best place to get insurance that we don't have. Golden strikes out. Here is Pamukkas. 3-2 up in the right field. That is back. That is caught. And now here's Ethan Collins. 2-2. Struck him out. So Sam Cook gets it done. And let's go bottom 9. We get Hudson and Howell and Lyasov to try and tie or win. It will be Takahashi Masuda to oppose them. Masuda 6-14 on the year so far. Here was the 1-1. That is a line out to first base. And now Howell. The left fielder, 2-2, coming to Chad Howell. This is up into center and will be caught, actually, by the left fielder. Thought it was going to drift over there, and it didn't. And now here is Alexander Lyasov. Last chance, 0-2, struck him out, and that is it. So Ottawa picks up the win over the Havana Bananas Fofana. As Ottawa wins, they are 12-7 on the year. Havana's 10-8, 3-2 W. Nichols had 3 hits for the Bananas, their big bright spot. Erickson 2 hits for Ottawa. And now we wait for Ben to get back so we can look at the pitching and the box score. And while we're waiting, why don't we throw in chat who is your favorite IBL team and why? I will read them off here live on stream as they come in. I would play the Jeopardy music, but I don't want to get the copy stricken. I said IBL team, Mosquito Joe. You gross colonial.
Okay,
Hello.
I'm back. Okay.
All right, I'll run through these box scores quick, and then we can get out the Montreal beats Mexico City with 3 runs in the ninth. Tijuana wins 4-1 over Santo Domingo. The Cool Runners win 12-5, and Haiti beats Hanshin 2-0. We go to the big boys. Brooklyn beats Seattle 4-1. Phoenix beats Guadalajara 7-6. The Orcas beat the Yinzers 4-1. Chicago beats Denver 3-0. Good start for Terrian. And then, sad Baltimore 4-0 loss. 17-2 Boston, 2-17 Bmore. Ouch. ICBL now. Memphis beats Cape Cod 6-2. The Dealers come back and win. They beat Houston. Sin, who's been fantastic to start the year, continues to be good. He got player of the game there. Washington beats down on St. Louis. The Flamingos beat the Royals. And Bay Area, who's now at 11 wins, by the way, they win 4-3 over Hot Atlanta.
All right, and that'll finish it off. Thanks everyone for tuning in.